Hey guys, remember to like the video and hit subscribe.
Hey Dan, I found someone who was using Weasel bullshit language about the strongest infringement case in the history of the world. Maybe you can add them instead of something like a little bitch.
Now that does not mean Ethan Klein will ultimately prevail. Ethan Klein may very well lose this case. Now we've said, hey, doesn't look good for Hassan's orbiters. It's looking kind of bad for Hassan's orbiters. I think, in all fairness, the odds are on Ethan here, but they're never 100%. There's always a chance that your orbiters can prevail, whether individually in individual cases or separately. Maybe one of them prevails and the others don't, or maybe all of them prevail. It's possible. It's not 0% chance. Ethan is not 100% going to win.
Listen, I don't want to get in between these guys fighting, but Pisco's statement here is retarded. It's not Weasel bullshit, and Pisco knows this as a lawyer. It's not Weasel bullshit to say no case is 100%. You could bro, you could kill your white wife and leave so much evidence behind and still theoretically have a jury let you off the hook if you were a famous sports star. Like, I wouldn't even say legal mindset. I wouldn't even say he's hedging here. He's just giving this. It's just always is the fact of the matter is that nothing is 100%, right? Isn't he saying that because Dan accused him of doing Weasel bullshit in the second picture? Probably not fair use. Is it even I know we mentioned your strength, but I literally state multiple times in my post on my video that I agree that the videos are infringing. I say that it is probably not fair use and the complaint is likely not dismissible. Well,
Now that
legal mindset is from the 3 clips I've seen of him, so maybe he's given a much different opinion of this, but legal mindset statements here make it seem like a 95 to 98% win. But like anything can happen, right? I mean, anything can happen. Even in front of a judge, anything can happen. Pisco is saying here, I literally say multiple times in my post in my video that I agree that the videos are infringing. I say that it is probably not fair use. That makes it sound like a 60% win, and that the complaint is likely not dismissible. That just means that the complaint would survive the pleading stage. That's nothing. Remember, you just have to be not retarded to survive the pleading stage. So the statement here is not even remotely comparable to the other one, I think. Probably not fair use is a correct statement. In my stream, I use stronger language. That said, there are plenty of examples, including bootlegging, which would be more clear-cut, not fair use, regardless of how safe it is. Yeah, Dan goes way too hard of like, I can't even possibly think of a single case where it would be more clear-cut. It's like there's a billion cases where it would be more clear-cut. The internet stuff is very weird and is in a very weird spot where there's just not, I don't think there's very many cases on it. There's not much case law. I just said the same thing. I would never say anything on the internet is like 100% clear cut. It's Weasel bullshit. The Matrix probably isn't real. You probably can't shapeshift into a dinosaur. The world probably isn't filled with a cheddar cheese molten core. This case deserves a stronger statement. They are fucked would suffice. It's suffice, right? I always ask this. Unhinged. It's not a euphemism. It's a reflection of the inherent unpredictability of lawsuits, and fair use specifically, where all we go on really are case law analogies. Sorry if you were triggered. I didn't use your magic words. I don't think this. I mean, like Pisco's statements here aren't even generally the issue. I think the main weird thing is just how much he's like in the mud on Ethan's like motivations. I guess that's like the weird thing. I think. But St. Nicholas in the trenches. Another one of my new big haters. What is this?
Finally, on the Ethan Klein lawsuit stuff, just to reiterate with all of you, I will be fighting this lawsuit. I have legal counsel. They are actively working towards drafting some stuff. I can't really share more than that right now, but I can't really share strategy right now. But they are working tirelessly for this case, and I can assure all of you that all of this is going to directly fund the paperwork, the documents that are currently being worked on that will be filed, and I'm very excited to once it is filed and once it's public to share it with you guys. So yes. Very, very exciting stuff. We are going forward, and we will be working. Finally, on the
remember arbitration. Is it arbitration? No, mediation. Is it mediation? Settlements. Settlements can happen at any point in a lawsuit. There's no shot that Denhams can say right now for sure whether or not anything will be settled. She has no idea. If the case looks really bad for her. She would probably want to settle. I don't know if Ethan will want to settle. I imagine he'd want to settle. I don't actually know how much money Ethan has or how much money Ethan wants to spend. But like, I think there are worlds because of Ethan's community and because of who Ethan is and because of the people he's surrounded with. I think that there are ways that you could force Ethan to settle. I don't know if these 4 defendants are the ones to make him do it, though. Like, if Denims and Frogan and Casey Tron and Shonda Black, or if any combination of them, were to say publicly, we feel like this was wrong, we understand this was a mistake, we probably shouldn't have done this, we also think that we've gone really hard on Ethan, we'll continue to fight the lawsuit as best we can, but we understand, we acknowledge we've made mistakes, we've done wrong, we're willing to, make right or make amends in whatever way possible. If they were to come out with public statements like that, even if Ethan decides that he wants to go as hard as possible, I think his reputation would start to become so obliterated that he would settle. He would be forced to settle because the people around him would start to feel uncomfortable. His community would probably start to feel uncomfortable. And then other communities that pressure people around him and his community would start to feel uncomfortable. But the question is whether or not any of these people are capable of deploying that kind of self-awareness and I don't know, I wouldn't call it manipulation, but yeah. Lawson, Harrison, imagine spending time fighting a civil court case during an ongoing. True. Do you think Hassan will help at all? No. Hassan only moves upwards when it comes to clout. And if Hassan thinks that you are a liability, he will instantaneously eject you and not look back. And yeah, so there's no show. Oh, I don't think he will. Unless, and before he said yesterday that he wouldn't. I haven't seen it yet, but I would be surprised if he did. You know what? Hey, if he does publicly help them and tries to fight or whatever, I would be impressed. Because in my mind, Hassan is very much like a Donald Trump figure. He will never take on a fight that isn't already 100% won and then, claim to be fighting on the side. Like, I don't think he did shit for that Mamdani guy, but then after he won the primary, now he's like, oh, bro, I'll be there. Yeah, I'm there, bro. Let's go. But like, where the fuck were you during the primary? The fuck? You literally, we're skipping flights to hang out with this dude. But now that he's won, now he's like, oh, bro. Yeah. Did you see Ethan's about dropping the lawsuit if Hassan donates $25K each? I saw like a tweet about that. That looks retarded, but I don't know why Ethan would say that. But what would happen if your plaintiff wants to settle now or near the future? What if mine like wanted to completely off or whatever? I don't even know. Those conversations would. They're not. Their whole life is anchored on this lawsuit. So I seriously doubt they would. But it would have to be a conversation. What do you think of Ethan having asked Hassan multiple times to watch his video on stream? Would this somehow weaken his case a bit? Like arguing that it somehow implied invitation to other streamers to watch it as well? No. If Denims wins this lawsuit, React streaming will enter the Wild West and anything will go. If she loses, it will set a precedent about stream sniping that I'm not sure anyone really wants. Stream sniping? What does this word even mean anymore? Did you see that plaintiff deleted her Substack post about you? Did she really? Uh-oh. I wonder if that's good for me or bad for me. Yeah, I wonder if they're trying to do to get props for deleting it. But like these, it's been up for 6 months. Who knows? Is the judge a boomer or locked in with what is actually happening? I think the judge is like an olderish person, but I think that helps me if more than anything. But I just want that. Oh, I just need that transcript. Hopefully this week we get it. Hopefully. I'm not sure that's true at all. If it's like, don't declare intent of malice, I can't really say much is lost. You really don't think this could have any negative consequences for fair use React content? I mean, aside from Denim saying, I'm trying to steal views from Ethan, her reaction was fairly good. Just to be clear, the person I responded to said, it will set a precedent about stream sniping, and I don't think that's an accurate statement to say with certainty. I think there are absolutely ways you can stream snipe someone and still pause the video to react. Blah, blah, blah. Why are we using stream snipe as a reaction now? The law very likely does not draw a distinction there. Is that like your opinion, or are you reading this through the crystal ball and you've got the judge's ruling in hand? When I use the words very likely, do you think I intended to say certainly? I have the same amount of information. I think Pisco propagated this idea a lot, that it doesn't matter if you acted with malice. And that is true for the meeting the elements of copyright infringement, but the malicious part does matter when it comes to assessing statutory damages. Because if you did register it with the Library of Congress, if I have a correct reading of the law, the plain language of the law seems to imply that if the person knowingly violated the copyright, that the statutory damages go from a minimum of $200 to a maximum of $150,000. So that malice part was pretty important, I would say. Will you or have you covered the porn or AgeGate filing from SCOTUS? Ooh, we might read that one because porn. I felt like the oral arguments were really good there for the plaintiffs too. So if they lost that case, damn, that's crazy. Conservatives, bro. The small government, it's a 36-page opinion by Thomas. Oh, so I should kill myself. Wait, link me that ruling. Actually, link me. I'm curious. Actually, we might read that one. Link it. We've basically outlawed abortion in like, it feels like in almost half the country. And now I can't look at porn on my cell phone. Hello, Florida. Hello, Florida. What do they say?
Hi, I'm Sharita. As you may know, your elected officials have required us to verify your age before granting you access to our website. While safety and compliance are at the forefront of our mission, giving your ID card every time you want to visit an adult platform.
What the fuck? How many states is this live in? It's like 6 or 7 states now, isn't it? Yeah, where's my small government land of the free? What the fuck? I thought they were just trying to ban porn in schools, not everywhere. What the fuck? Doesn't the malice play into the factor for fair use, like whether it's a substitution? I don't believe so, no. I don't think it's any of the 4 fair use factors, the malice part, I don't think. Wait, I thought somebody said it was a 30-page thing? This is 63 the same as 30? Am I crazy? Oh, Thomas's is 30. Well, who else is writing on this? Kagan dissenting. Also, where the fuck is Ayla at? I remember her tweeting out, actually, a really good litmus test for freedom of speech in society is porn, because as long as porn is alive, people probably aren't going after freedom of speech too hard. Well, here we are.
Putting out a video 10 months. Yeah, Hutcher, I did. I think it's really hilarious to me that that entire community is so butt mad at me for putting out a video.
Yeah, we did, I think. What is your argument against the liquor store analogy with checking ID? I think that, one, you don't get alcohol identification cards, so there's not that specificity of registration, number one. Number two, you're not stifling speech in any way. I don't think liquor production is a First Amendment issue or related to it even remotely. 1, 2, 3, I would argue there's a much more compelling public health interest there in IDing for alcohol. I'd probably go with those 3, I think. There's not an alcohol registry. There's a very compelling public reason, and you already have an ID card. Did I say those 3? Or wait, was there a different third one I had? Oh, it's not a First Amendment issue. Wait, did I say that? First Amendment issue, no public registry, strong public health argument. There you go. What about buying porn in a store? The ID for that too. Also, can't you use a third-party ID service, not just for porn? What about buying porn in a store? I think that there's a much stronger argument for IDing for porn in a store because you already do have an ID. Can't you just use a third-party ID service not just for porn? They're basically like created for, I feel like these got probably a billion times more popular. What should our ideal laws be surrounding porn and under 18s consuming it as who the f cares? What happened to where is all the boomers of like, I don't need the government to watch my kids? Bro, what? Some kid is gonna watch porn and what? His mind's gonna explode? Get the f out of here, bro. We decided that we could send 18-year-olds, okay, with rifles into battle and each other, but if a 15-year-old watches some girl sucking some dude off, what, his mind is going to be corrupted and he's going to be incapable of functioning in society? Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Bullshit. Does this mean Reddit and Twitter will have to ban porn?